Morning, everyone. I'm a little late today, but that's okay because I'm not stressing about time. And I'm singing a song, which means that I probably ought to play music. Okay. No, it says I can't dance. I can dance if I wanted. I can leave my friends behind. Because if I don't dance, then I don't know, something dancing. You know what? I don't know. Okay. Doing some house cleaning today. So, doing some work on house cleaning. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right. So I've been trying to figure out some of this stuff. I always come to this page to bring in my shading and stuff like that. I just copied and pasted it in one day. And the truth of the matter is, this never turns out like I want it to. So it's a thing. So we're going to test these and get the correct one, because what I've been doing every time I come into a picture is selecting this and then going, no, selecting, no, selecting, no, come on, no. So I get kind of aggravated about it. So we're going to do some work, intermediate work, so we can get this sort of figured out as to what color I use every time. Right? Because that's the color. That's the color that works, which I think is this purple shade. We'll double check it before I decide if that's the case. Nope, see, I picked a different color. This color. So that's why I'm like, I need to fix this because I'm doing it wrong every time. Purple shade, purple shade, purple shade. Okay.
I don't know why you're singing Purple Shade.
Because I've got this purple shade. It says it right here. It says it right here. It says purple shade, multiply 50% opacity. By the way, that's the second thing Brent said this morning, because I have been so bizarre. He's just been sitting there going, well. I already started dancing this morning. It's been funny.
All right.
Yep, it's a morning.
Okay. Well, good for you.
Yep. It's all good.
Okay. So, looked over and I had 5 pages done last night for the script. Now I'm on page 6, and I'm going to try to get through 5 more pages on this show.
Sounds good to me.
But I don't have anything planned out for pages 7 through 10.
Man, linear light's brutal.
Are you trying to tune shade?
Oh no, I'm just trying. I am definitely tuning, but I'm using the UNE, not OON. Every time I do my shading style, I've been using the color codes on this page, which I got from somebody on Instagram. I just snagged their color method, and I thought, oh, that's cool. But they've got a number of colors and selections here. And so I'm like, I every time I do this, I come into this page, I grab all the master colors because these are all the master colors, like uniform colors and all those things. I'll grab all the colors, do the thing, and then I've been here. I'm going to do this. We'll do what we've done. What we do with. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So anyway, the long and the short of it is, this is the page that I go to get all of my color codes so that they stay consistent. Because I'm doing a comic that I wish for the colors to be the exact same in episode 50 as it is with episode 1. So all the color codes are in here. And I realize that it's just complicated and difficult to understand. And so I've decided today I'm going to do some house cleaning and clean it up a little. So that's all that's really happening here. Is I was talking over the weekend. I took hey Jerry.
Hi, Gary.
Over the weekend, I went to as you know, I was at the Fort Collins meeting, and somebody was looking through my book, and they were like, "So, what do the Marine uniforms look like?" And I'm like, "Oh, damn it! I don't actually have a Marine uniform in here, so I can't even show what the Marine uniforms look like in color. I know what they look like in black and white, but I'm not sure what they look like in color. Like little things. Like I'm feeling a little disjointed today, so."
You actually have Marines in there?
Yeah, they're supposed to be this dark green. That's right over here.
I figured for Space Marines, they wouldn't be green.
They are on the ship. They wear subdued when they go out, whenever they're out on site, which is why we never saw them in. Right, guy has his mind at what? Oh, so yeah, yeah, right. I mean, like Jerry's asking the real question. Like I didn't lose my mind. I'm not losing my mind today. I lost my mind many years ago, along with my cartoons.
You lost your mind when Tuttle's lost his marbles.
Right, exactly. It all makes total sense. Anyway, the long and the short of it is, they were the Marines that were in my comic, in the first comic, were deployed. So, right when I married Mariah, so they were deployed. So they were in all black, because that's what my Marines look like when they're all deployed. And I was sitting there going, "Oh, I probably should fix that. Like, what's their onboard uniform look like?" Because on the ship, they're in dark green. So, which still works if you're, fighting on a jungle planet. But now all the planets and environments are all so different that, Anyway, the long and the short of it is housekeeping day. That's what it boils down to. Today is housekeeping day. I don't really need these guys at all. Yeah, you guys are kind of crazies. But you're my kind of crazies. I'm just saying. And our music's pretty drivey today. But I am going to turn down a little more. All right. So here is, and it wants linear light. I don't think I like linear light, which is fine. I also feel like we're asking a weird thing by making it like I don't have this is the color bar that exists on my comic pages, and this color bar is also not up to date. Like, it's weird. Excuse me. How you doing this morning, Pepper?
Good.
That's good.
Good. Woke up.
That's good. Those days when you don't suck.
Yeah.
Y-
Took my medication after eating something.
All right. I like the smile on your face for that one. You're like, I earned that one. That was totally yeah, I walked into that one. I love you, Pepper. Just so you know.
I was expecting more people to be on the show this morning.
We've got 2. That's not bad.
Oh no, I meant the commentators.
Oh, we got Jerry and Brent. We got people.
Yeah, we got Jerry and Brent. I know, but I was like, Bill is not able to join the show this morning.
Oh, that's what you're saying. I followed. It's not Jerry and Bill you're talking about, or Jerry and Brent.
I'm talking about everyone else who promises to be on the show but never shows up all the time.
Colton.
Like
oh, sorry, I had a cough there.
Like Raph, who hasn't been on here in like forever.
Yeah, and he's still in the opening and ending credits too.
I know.
And he's never here. We're not bitter or anything.
I'm surprised. Like maybe we should start like inviting people like Oi Bob and.
Yeah,
and,
actually, I've been thinking about that too. We should invite. I actually have invited Oi Bob, and he doesn't show because he forgets mostly. He's got the open link though. I think a lot of people like the same thing I was having the discussion this weekend about. I think a lot of people do the, oh, this is a drawing group, which I don't draw, so, or I'm not drawing this morning, so, or, you know what I mean? Like, they don't realize that the point of this is to keep us in cycle. No, Jerry. This isn't.
Oh no,
this is,
I'm not complaining about you, Jerry. No. I'm talking like I wish more people that were in our friend group that are in our
supposed to be in here
creative groups that we operate in would come on the show more often.
They are.
You know, it would be nice to have more than just me and Guy, or me or Guy and Colton, or like the only like 3 of us. Like it seems like we should have more people talk on the show for people to come in and actually get like ideas of like how things operate, I guess, and from that standpoint.
Yeah.
I'm rambling.
You don't have to feel bad. I love the fact that you visit. I love that you're here. But like I was saying, the whole point behind this is so that I have a required place to be twice a day. That's the whole point. And you know, I'm supposed to be here at 9 because because you guys are going to be here. You're going to wonder what happened to me if I vanish. And you know what I mean? Like it keeps me accountable, keeps me working. Mm-hmm. And I hope we pay you in entertainment. I do hope that is exactly what we do. But Brent is usually here as well. And I love the idea that I've got 2 of you guys keeping me accountable, holding my feet to the fire. Because I have produced more in this year than I have produced in the previous decade. So I guess the last couple of years, but prior to doing this show, I apparently have made myself bleed again. I have never quite figured out how it is that cat scratches are the most bleedy things on the planet. Like the side of a head wound. The cats just have this natural ability to find the one blood vein in your arm or in your leg that is the most bleedy thing. So last night, Dove, somewhere in the middle of the night, Dove likes to sleep on me And then when then Mariah will cough or sneeze or something. And when Mariah does, for reasons, Dove just takes off. She's terrified. And so that's what happened last night. Dove was laying on me, and then she just took off all of a sudden and gashed a hole in my arm, which bleeds worse than a head wound. And I'm like, okay. And I've never understood that, as I have had both cat gashes and head wounds.
I think the worst bleeding ones that I've had, like I've actually hit my head, like since I grew up in Florida. I grew up like climbing orange and lemon trees,
Right.
and if anyone knows anything about orange and lemon trees, they have spikes on them.
Yeah, they don't like you climbing on them. They built it intentionally.
And so like people don't like believe you when you're like, oh yeah, like I climbed these. Um and
No, certainly I don't believe you.
yeah, I know. Like, why would you climb an orange or a lemon tree? Like, how can you do that? Trust me, you can. Um, there's a type of lemon tree that grows in Florida where the lemons are about the size of a football, but it's like. Anyways, I digress. Anyways, so I hit my head on one of the spikes. It broke the spike, so it didn't go like all the way into my skull or anything. But like I was bleeding on the top of my head, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to get stitches. I can't, you know." And I was
I
just
can
like,
see your
"It'll be fine.
brains.
It'll be fine. Like I don't feel like it went into my brain or anything. Or, like it broke. And so like the joke was like my sisters like helped me patch it up, and my mom never knew, but I do have an indent on the top of my head somewhere now. Um, but then years later, I got scratched by a cat, and I had more blood come from that than I did from the top of my head.
Right? Isn't that weird? It's like, okay, dude, really? And it didn't hurt as bad. I mean, I could totally get it if it, hurt or whatever, but it doesn't hurt. So you're like, I don't get it. Okay.
Well, first of all, Jerry, if I say something that I did in Florida, trust me when I say I did that in Florida.
Right?
There's
Because he
no
was
record
Florida
of
man.
it for a reason.
He was
But
totally Florida man.
when I was a
He can
child,
deny it. He is definitely Florida man.
when I was a child, yeah.
Yeah, when you were a child, you were so Florida man. Okay, I
Oh
can't
no,
read.
I had two friends growing up that went to juvie for studying for arson.
Yeah.
I'm actually one of the few people that didn't go to jail or join the military. Alright.
Ooh. Hmm.
Yeah, they're like when people sit there and say like your family sounds like a sitcom. I'm like, yeah, my family really is like that. Like I can't make this up. They all live in Florida, so.
Right? You just believe anything comes out of Florida because just by default.
I mean, I had a friend that had a pet raccoon and a pet crow. I went to school with a girl that, had pet goats. My dad was friends with someone who literally had machine guns on the front gate of his house. I'm not joking about that one. That particular friend
You
actually
feel
owned
like
a.
I wish I was joking about that one.
Yeah. That particular friend of my father also owned and rented out his big cat animals to the zoos for breeding.
Yep.
So,
So there's that.
yeah.
Right, we have a QuACk cloud.
Oh, the hex charts.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm working on the cloud here. QuACk cloud. Because I'm basing all of my colors now off of QuACk colors, because that way I can draw with QuACk markers if I ever get down to it. Right? I don't understand that one either. I thought that was exactly what we wanted. I mean, I hate to say this, but if that's the definition of woke, I'm in.
Wait, the belief that there are systemic injustices in society, in American society, and they need, and
The need to address
they
them.
need to address them.
Right. That's
Um,
the definition of woke. Which, yeah, it sounds about
Actually,
right.
that's about half right. There's more to it than just that.
Well, I think it's used derogatorily
Yeah,
to indicate a different problem. Like, I think what the left wants is that. What the right thinks that the left wants is something completely different, as usual.
yeah.
And
I
I
mean,
believe
as much
that.
as everyone complains about DeSantis, I just want to point out I grew up with George Bush Jr.'s brother as a
Yeah.
governor. Okay, the only thing that I liked about his thing was he stopped more oil rigging happening off the coast of Florida.
Always fair.
So, not DeSantis, Bush did.
Yep.
Hmm. But I still love the old cream pie in the face to the woman that was speaking at some rally or something. She's a singer. Forget her name. I think it's Anita Baker, something like
Mm.
that. She basically was responsible for the reason why me and Bill, if we would have problems just living in Florida. So
Right.
it's not bad, Jerry. If that's what they think that the definition is, I think it's not bad if that's their definition.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
the point was that I think what Jerry is saying, and I think he's right, is
yeah,
that they were saying that this whole system is because of wokeness, and so then they said, okay, well, what is woke for legal definition? What is woke? And then that was the legal
mm,
definition of it. And then they were like, no, wait a minute. And then Jerry's comment is, no, wait a minute. How is that bad? Because the whole argument is things are bad because of woke, you know. And that's what he's saying. Which I have to admit, I did the same thing. I was like, oh, no, wait a minute. How is that bad? Yeah. That sounds like exactly what's going on, unless you don't believe that there are systemic problems. You know, if you don't
um,
believe that there are systemic problems, that's a different story.
well, I mean, compared Florida compared to Colorado, I just want to point out systemic problem, racial relationships wise and everything. Uh, is a little bit better in Colorado than it is in Florida.
Your. I will agree with that.
Just from observation. Um, so, but it's still a problem everywhere.
Yeah. But I think that there are people who, I guess there are people who think that we've solved it. You know, Martin Luther King went on a march and it's over. So nobody needs to
No,
worry about it anymore. You know, I think there are people out there who have that opinion, and I'm oversimplifying, but I think there are people who have that opinion. At least this is better. Let me just read these. All right.
You're not wrong, Jerry. You're not wrong.
B39. Go fish. Oh, wait, what? I feel like that's markedly close, but not quite right. MV99.
Quite honestly, that part, like, I'm gonna see it, and I'm not gonna be shocked, Jerry. Really not. I mean, I already know people are talking about it, so.
It's true. You're not wrong. G03. Wire 27. Wire not 27. Really? I feel like this is not the right color. This is where I start to go, now wait a minute. Wire 68. Wire not 68. Yeah, see, I've got wire 68. That looks a lot. I have chosen the wrong colors. I feel like it's either wire, this is wire 4, or it's wire 68. Wire 4. Woo! That's pretty bright. Or wire 68. I think I'm going to go for wire 68. I'm actually kind of looking at these colors and going, I don't think they came out like I thought they were the first time around. $91. Yeah, I'll go with that. I find that one funny. I find a lot of the hypocrisy of politics to be obnoxious to begin with. Although
Yeah,
I sort of
I'm.
believe
Well,
that.
it's kind of like when Hillary Clinton ran for New York.
Mm-hmm.
She basically had to change her residence to New York in order to do that.
Really,
Um,
same
that's the
thing.
thing is you're not supposed to be eligible if you don't have a residence in the state. You're not supposed to be, but every state is different, so sometimes there's like a workaround on it.
That's what I was saying is, and you'll notice that they are often the ones who are the most vocal about things like immigrants and immigration and keeping and getting voter registration complete and making
Yeah.
sure you have IDs and making sure you're the exact all your paperwork is in order. And then they'll be like, but we jiggered this because I think I could get more results out of this state than that state. And
Hmm.
you're like, okay, but aren't we already going through this already?
Yeah.
Do we want to figure this out? See, B18. B18 is a better color. Why? Hey, sorry guys for the noise that's going to cause. Or maybe not, depending on where we are. All right. Here's what we're doing. We're getting all of our QuaCks over here. I'll start looking at these things again a little bit more closely. B37 is cool. What are you? B29. B29. Okay. Because I like B18, but I don't have B18. It's weird. Got 16, but not 18. I think I'm going to go for B18 for that. I feel like that's a closer color to what this, because the other color I'm using
Hmm.
is, it says B29, and I think I only picked it because I actually have that shade. The reality is I think B18 is probably a better shade for that middle blue. Yeah, see, it's just slightly darker, but not by much.
All right.
See you in a bit.
Wondering if Brent is still with us or just
Oh, he
listening.
went to go do something. He had work to do.
No, he came back.
Well, then.
Did he go away again?
Well, we fed him to lions. That's what happens every time when you leave.
No, I didn't want him
No,
to go. Okay, cool.
no feeding him to lions, I guess. Dang it. You take all the fun out of this, guys. All the fun. I'm just saying. T2. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
No, that was quick, Jerry.
Oh my goodness. I'm allergic to Copics. Turns off your brains talking about, yeah, you know what? That's fair. All right, we got to talk about neutrals versus toners versus cools. I've always used toners, but not when I'm in color. So I think I should move over to cools when we're in color. Because this is a T2 for the dress whites, but I think I might need to go to a color or to the cools. What do you think?
I'm sorry. What are we trying to do? Because like it looked like everything was very muted colors.
Well, yeah, I mean, so the dress whites are white and black mostly, right? And I have been using T2, which is a toner gray. But I was thinking, since I'm talking about color, these are the color codes for whenever I do a color picture. It should be maybe a C2 instead of a T2. You know what I mean? Like moving to the cool side so that it's a bluer color. What do you think?
C. Well, if you want a cooler tone, you always want to go with the C's.
Well, yeah.
So C2 is a good one because it's like a kind of a middle range. It's not too dark of the QuACk, like because I when I use QuACks, I strictly use the ends, which are neutrals.
Right.
Because they're neither cool nor are they warm, but they can act as cool or warm depending on which one that you actually put them with.
So maybe an N2 would be better.
Yeah, because if you go over a blue with an N, it makes the N a little bit more cool. But if you go over a warm color, like you don't have, it's more versatile.
That's fair. What I'm looking for is just if I were to make these color codes for things, what are the dress whites? What is the dress blacks?
Stuff like that. If it's the dress white, oh wait, no, you're talking about clothing. Hold on.
Yeah.
Go with C2. Go with C2.
You think so? I think so too.
Go from in make the range C0 to C2 if they're white.
They're white.
Yeah, if they're true white fabric. If it's a more natural fabric, you want to go with a warm tone or a neutral.
That's fair.
But true white fabric is actually cool. I don't know why. Don't make the rules.
I wanted to know. That's what I was thinking. I'm with you, bro. And I don't know either.
So, pineapple on pizza, folks, is not bad. I eat mine with mushrooms and green peppers if I get pineapple on pizza.
I love pineapple on pizza.
But here's the thing. I don't eat pizza with cheese.
Well, see, now you're just a weirdo, and there's nothing we can do about that. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm not, like, I like cheese in certain foods. It's just, like, every single time I have pizza, they always put too much cheese on it for me. Like, I'm a light cheese type of person or a no cheese person. So, like, more on
no cheese on a pizza is like those horror flicks where the person has no skin on their face. Yeah, same thing. Ooh!
Pineapple jalapeno is good. If you're a fan of what was it? Someone was telling me. Someone was telling me that jalapenos, jalapeno and hamburger, and then you put like cheddar cheese on the pizza.
Now, see, I
like
cheddar
that
cheese.
one. They said that one was pretty good. I don't eat hamburger because I can't. But it sounds good if I did like turkey or chicken. So,
I do turkey burgers. I could do those for you.
Yeah.
Because Mariah doesn't eat. She doesn't eat a lot of beef. She eats beef, but she won't eat it a lot. So
I eat the
whenever we do turkey burgers with the hamburgers on hamburger night, because then the kiddo and I will eat hamburgers all day long, and then she eats turkey burgers, and she's perfectly content.
Well, I eat Beyond Meat burgers, which are the plant-based alternative. Buffalo is good, Brent. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, bison, buffalo. I used to work at a place that used to sell bison burgers and bison steaks. and I had to actually tell people, like, please do not order them well done. They will never taste good.
Right.
You do not want well done bison, buffalo at all. If you do eat it,
I mean, legitimately well done hamburgers are kind of sucky too.
yeah, but you can get a well done burger and not have it dry out.
That's true.
Whereas bison, like if you even medium rare, most of the time if you order it medium rare with bison, by the time it gets to you, it's medium.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
So
I'm with
like
you.
it doesn't stop cooking the same rate as cow does.
I'm with
So
you. I see what you're saying.
yeah. All right. Back to writing. This is why I need a third person on here, folks. I need Guy distracted.
I'm not talking about bison over here, man. I'm actually still continuing on with the work that I was working on. I'm still doing fine. Let's see here. I'm going to go for C9 for the offset for the dress uniforms.
If Colton is awake, he could come on. Maybe if he's available, yeah.
Yeah, Colton, slacker. Just got yourself stupid drunk at your party over the weekend that I couldn't go to. I'm not bitter. I'm bitter.
Well, we were in the area, but we were in the middle of like picking stuff up from IKEA. And I was just like, yeah, we're not going to make it.
We're not going to make
Also, me and Bill don't drink.
Well, I don't actually either, so that's fine. I go to these parties and I'm like, man, I'm not going to drink. It's all cool.
Yeah, yeah. We have a floating entertainment thing that we're putting in to our living room because Bill's getting a brand new TV for Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Bill.
Yeah. Well, he got a really good deal on it, so. Oh, okay, cool.
I feel like this is where we're going with these things. That's fine. And though I see where I was headed with Aberdeen, I think,
Aubergine?
or whatever the heck this is, Aberdeen.
Aubergine. Aubergine is what they call eggplants in England.
There you go. Personal problem. I actually kind of like eggplant, ironically, or maybe as a richer color. That's so dark. V2018.
Okay, so someone was sitting there complaining about speech in America, or like English in America versus like British English at one point, and they're like, "Why is it garbanzo beans in America and chickpeas in England?" And then someone like did like a follow up thread to it, going, "Because in America, garbanzo comes from the Spanish word for the same plant, for the same bean, and it was introduced to America through Spanish origins.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas chickpea, the term chickpea comes from French origin, and that's who introduced that to England.
Yep.
That is why there's differences in the word, of what we call it."
Yeah, yeah.
So, and
It totally
aubergine
makes sense.
and
There's no
are-
issue about it. I mean,
yeah, but no, I'm just saying like that's pretty much it's a similar thing for eggplant and aubergine.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Aubergine.
Except that those are two different colors in the Copics, which is even funnier.
Yeah, I know that. Like the eggplant is a little bit brighter.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Is I'll
Yeah.
go with eggplant for it because I like that color a little bit better.
Well, I don't know what you've had on your face, but okay.
Like I said, you know what? I don't question your proclivities, personal lifestyle. You know, it's all good. It's up to you, bro.
Hey, kink's a kink.
Yep, we don't kink shame. We never kink shame on this show. Hey, Donald. You know, that way they're all lined up. All right.
All right.
And it should have covered every different kind of uniform, with the exception of the fact that the Marine uniforms don't have an enlisted variant. I actually think the Marine uniforms just don't have an enlisted variant.
Yep. Wrong button. Okay. So I don't have a page layout for 7 yet. Alright. I will be right back.
Thank you, Donald. Appreciate it. Donald's out peddling the comic.
Okay. I will be right back.
Okay. Arg. Moving right back. Aw. Well, I appreciate that either way. I think that's really cool. Thank you. All right. I really appreciate you trying to get the word out. Okay, so trying to get my color code straightened out here. Oh. I was like, what was I doing? Oh, I know what I was doing. I was double checking to make sure these work like they're supposed to. When you take saturation out. Hey, David. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. One, two, three, four. That's the problem right there. Therein lies the rub. And that is that this blue and this purple look the same in gray. I did do work on Airship 27. I've got to, you know how this works. I work a little bit on each project. So I did work on Airship 27. We completed a one of the panels. We'll come back to it probably by the end of the week. But I'm having the same problem I had before, which is this, and that is my blue, which is this color, is turning out almost the same as the purple. Not even almost. And since most of my comic is in black and white, that blue can't be that shade of blue, or that purple can't be that shade of purple. Which may be why we went with YF99 instead of, or whatever, 99. Aberdeen. I'm going to take a look at this one versus Argyle and see whether we get, because Argyle's a little bit redder. And the problem may lie and the color codes are not for Tech Manual version 2. I've done a couple of pictures now that are in color, and I am concerned that if I don't standardize my color codes, they're not gonna. That's not what I want to do. Yeah. Aberdeen or whatever will look fine. That's why I did it. That's why it's there.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for the promotion. Opportunity.
Opportunity. Always good. And I may have to go for something more like this cobalt blue or this peacock blue. In fact, I'll just take this entire blue row. Bring it over here, and I'm going to take a look and then see which one just ends up being in that 50% tone. So in theory, part of the reasons I'm doing this is that I'm hoping that I will end up. Oh yeah. We'll figure that out. I'm hoping that I'll end up where I just have to, or I just go through and do, these things in color or black and white. It doesn't really matter. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it won't matter whether we're. And that's kind of where we're at. So, looks like Tahiti will fit. It's a magical place. So we will put dot. It looks like smoky blue might be pretty close too. Yeah, it is.
All right.
And
Brent, sorry, Donald, you will be like. I'm hoping to have them by next year. We're relaunching the campfire one as fast as possible. I have to actually do 2 variations of the cover to see which one we're going to do. And we're adding some background pages. So we're adding about 10 pages in the beginning of the very first chapter that we had. And we're going to integrate some of the other things that we had like separate from the first chapter also back into it. So that's what we're working on right now, is trying to get everything. Oh, and I have I have to do an updated version of the artwork as well. So it's going to be a different style.
You are still waiting for the comics from Guy to arrive. Weird. Like they're in the mail or something. Extra weird. Heaton and Smoky. If you never know, people are weird. Light blue and cobalt blue. Same as all the other ones. At GS Davis Art. In fact, that's my DeviantArt, and pretty much all of those are the same. It's even my Twitter handle. The thing is, I want to use that color, but I don't think I can. I was saying some of these were closer. Like royal blue was acceptable. No, royal blue wasn't. Cobalt. No, it was like grayish cobalt. It was acceptable. It was like crockery. And phthalo. Oh, I like phthalo blue. I don't know if I like it here though. Really want it to be richer. Like, and the problem is richer is markedly darker. It should be exactly the same thing. GS Davis Art out on Twitch. And color matching sucks. Just saying. And how is this versus meadow green though? Uh-oh. That's our problem right there. So meadow green needs to be, or the green that I've been using, we got to fix that one too, because it's not, it's too, that's weird. It shouldn't be that hard. I don't know why it's, well, I mean, I guess it shouldn't be, but that doesn't necessarily mean it isn't, obviously. But it's good to see you over on Twitch.
Woohoo! Okay.
Yay!
Just realized I'm just going to be making up and winging the pages 9 through 12, so...
Oh my god!
Alright.
I think you're allergic to Copics too.
No, I'm allergic to dust.
Dusty Copics.
Oh, the Jerry's Artorama by my house started selling the Topic refills.
Oh, good. Oh, that is actually really good. And horribly useful. Yeah, the new Avatar is coming out. That is kind of cool.
Is it wrong that I don't want to watch it?
No, anybody cares. I mean, I think people care, but I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I did this before. I swear I went through this. I don't know why my colors are wrong again. I go through this all the time, and I'm like, I did a thing, and I worked really hard in it, and then I get it over here, and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Like all the colors are screwed up, and it's like, I just did this. I have the same problem all the time with my like my star maps and things like that. It's like I just went through this. A lot more greens available to me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I know that Avatar is probably going to be, out of all the movies that you can probably see this season coming up for December, it's probably going to be best seen in theaters. So I will agree with that. Um, it's just the very first one, like, I was really, I liked it, but it's been so long
Hmm.
that I'm
You've
not really
forgotten
invested
it?
in it anymore. Like, had they done the following year with the follow up one, it would have been a lot easier for me to kind of get on board to see the next one.
Yeah.
There's just been so much time. I I mean, I know a lot of people that fell asleep in the first one too, so I can agree with that. Like, if you didn't enjoy and it would put you to sleep, then yeah, yeah. And I heard that they already filmed like all the like younger roles, like all the younger children that are in the film. Like, they filmed those simultaneously already, so that they won't have child aging issues.
Yeah, I agree with that. Donald's what I'm
Yeah.
going to do. Donald's say what I do. I'll just pull up the old Avatar and watch it, and then go see Avatar 2. If, but I mean, now movies have become less of a requirement to go see. Like before, they were a requirement in a lot of. Why is Teams running? I swear, Teams just starts without me telling it it's okay. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one of those things that I do, which is I'll gun up for it, and then we'll see. But I don't need to anymore right now, um, because I can wait now until it comes out in the streaming, which is part of the problem that they're running into at this point. Is it's like they're trying to get it so that they can get the exclusiveness that they had before. And my whole thing is they need to innovate better.
Well, they were talking about what they did to innovate for this upcoming one, which was like filming underwater and stuff like that. And I'm like, but all the underwater scenes still look like they're done in 3D.
Yep.
And I mean,
That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that I think theaters need to innovate. I love the Alamo because now you have you can go there for food and they do little things, and it's an event to go there. They've made themselves different and eventful. It's an event now. And so that's what I really mean is like I feel like theaters are just doing we'll just block everything so that you're forced to go to the theaters. We don't want to change or innovate or make a better product. We just want you to be forced to go to the theaters. So we're relying heavily on you being forced. And I'm like, I've got like better things to do with my life. It's like, that's kind of my feeling on this one. I think Sea Green's going to be the one I'm going to go with on this, but we'll move both of them over.
Yeah, I understand that James Cameron loves his water scenes. However, um, I'm sorry, I'm not like a huge I'm not invested in him as a director, just like I'm not invested as Tim Burton as a director anymore. So
Spectrum Green.
yeah, yeah, Spectrum Green.
I'm just still doing my thing over here. I'm like, yay! I'm just trying to find everything that tones out in T3.
Okay.
Cameron was one of my favorite directors in the 80s. I don't know. He hasn't done anything in my book to ruin that. I don't know. I mean, Jar Jar was pretty cool. I didn't mind Jar Jar. I mean, a lot of people.
Honestly, I wanted Jar Jar the original. Like, I wanted Jar Jar to become the actual mastermind of the Dark Sith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool idea too.
I mean, I think Jar Jar should have been a Sith. Like, he should have been, shown that he became a Sith.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll agree with that.
something like that. And I'm sorry, fandoms crying out. Like, sometimes they can hurt an entire series of films.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with the fandom
You know,
is that they actually hurt the actor. I thought that was uncool. Going after the actor for it was not cool at all. Whether you liked Jar Jar or not, it's kind of like that's one of the things that I always thought that Trekkies were classy about, and it might have been because the era was different. But Kai Wynn was such a horrid character in Deep Space Nine. And nobody ever, I mean, like, as in we hated her. Everybody hated her, but not hated her in the same way, I guess. That's the difference. We liked to hate her. We loved hating her,
dude, I was so happy when she got her comeuppance.
Yeah, right? We wanted it so bad. But
Like,
nobody
I enjoy the writing and the directing to be on point with certain characters. And the thing is like Steven Spielberg, I think does it correctly because I love Goonies and I love Jurassic Park and stuff like that. Like he's really good at translating the writing and the directing really well, and that's why I like Umbridge. I liked hating her in the book. In the movie, when they brought her to life, I can't see what anyone else, but I wish that they like pushed it even more in the movie.
Mm-hmm. To Jerry, to your point, we weren't talking about Umbridge initially. We were talking about Kai Wynn from Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. But they both have the same response for me. So
fair.
Yeah, and Brent, you have a point. Most of the movies that are being made right now are the rehashing of like every single story. I'm actually kind of off all of the Marvel movies. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of them. I'm done. Like, I just they're like I have no appeal anymore. They've lost their appeal. They're just being used as a cash cow for me.
They actually are saying that you're not alone on that one, and so there is quite a bit of
die in a fire.
Right? Kai Wynn, though, but I mean, you hated her, but no matter what, we were always very cool to the actress. And that was the thing. That was what I was saying, is we were always cool to the actress.
Well, the actress herself was really good. She took the material and ran with it.
And not only that, she was a sweetheart in real life. I mean, she passed recently.
Yeah.
But in real life, she was like the most loving person. And so it makes a wonderful, you know.
Well, the thing is like, it's whatchamacallit, as someone put it, I think Rachel McAdams, who played the Queen Bee Mean Girl in Mean Girls, the blonde, she said it best. Like, she is not bitchy. She is very nice to everyone. She tries to get along with everyone. She doesn't try to make fun of anyone or anything. So when she gets those like really mean bitchy roles, like she just goes for it. Right. Because like it goes opposite of what her natural demeanor is, and so it's so easy for her. Right. It's but a lot of actors say, like, when they get a role that's very similar to their own personality, it's actually more difficult to separate the character and themselves.
Right. We are definitely having a George break. Yeah, I'd go for that. Umbridge versus Kai Wynn are two different creatures.
Yeah, Umbridge. However, Umbridge, she was self-sanctimonious and self-righteous on top of what you're describing. So, like, and the funny thing is like, it's been, like, the lore has kind of proved that Umbridge is actually not 100% human, and that's what makes it even worse. Like, she's not 100% witch, is what I'm saying. So, like, for her to do that, like, I wish they did the scene from the book where you see Umbridge in an insane asylum for witches and wizards. And, like, in that scene, like, she's actually getting therapy. Because Lockhart is also in that same facility, because he's, like, everyone's discovered what he did, and now he has no memory. But you also see Neville Longbottom visiting his parents. And I miss that scene being incorporated into the movies. Like, I would have loved to see that, because it was something in the book that was very poignant. It was very supposed to be making a point to the story, and when they took it out, it kind of lost. Later in the movie, it kind of lost the impact for me.
We're having a quantified George break by order of George.
Bullshit. Yeah, the actor who plays Bull Shannon is like, he's like a Mensa person. Like, yeah, you're right. He's not dumb at all. Neither is all of his children are super smart as well too. So
yep, he was a famous Mensa, or is. Yeah. I don't know whether he's still around. Is he still around?
He's still alive. I looked him up. Yeah. You know who else was who played very stupid but is also a Mensa person?
Minson.
The father on the Dharma's father from Dharma and Greg, who played the old hippie. He's a Mensa candidate.
Minson. Yep.
Minson.
I only say that because that's actually kind of a thing. Minson. George is a Minson. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, the fact that they struck Peeves completely out of out of all the movies was kind of irritating too. So, see, George making you take a George break—that's not fair.
Yep, George is making us take a George break. He's like, "You're working too hard, and I want scritches. I want scritches."
I need to come up with the names for these foster parents. George and Georgia. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have an Aunt Paula and an Uncle Paul that are married to one another, so I mean, I know it works.
There's a petroleum blue.
Sounds interesting. Let me see. Let me see if I can
Like,
see it.
he's totally like, you're not paying attention to me.
Is that petroleum blue, like V06 or something like that?
Yeah. BG07.
VG07.
Mm-hmm. So it's a blue-green. Interesting.
Oh, I was kind of hoping that it was
Like
on the more
oily.
bluer side. Because there's a new blue that one of the places I get watercolor paints from.
Yep.
They like came out with this new blue that's like a good mid-tone
Mm-hmm.
blue. But it also, like, if you water it down, it looks like it would be a cool, like, sky-like blue as well. I
Right.
was hoping it was that one, but because it matches pretty good.
Am I not paying enough attention to you? Is that what's going on here? That's what's going on. You're going to lick my nose, you weirdo. All right. He has recently taken to curling up right here at the foot of my feet.
Okay. Donald, I'm kind of confused about your comment. So, you had an Uncle David and an Aunt Beverly that were married, and then you had an Aunt Beverly and an Uncle David separately from the same couple that were like siblings of that couple, and they all lived in the same house.
So probably like a great uncle and a great aunt.
I don't know. There's what clarification would be good on this one.
Do not bite my feet.
But George wants to bite your feet.
George really wants to bite my feet. He's like, you're not paying attention to me. I did pay attention to you, goofy cat. All right. And the question really is, now that we've done all of this change over here with the sea green,
Gotcha. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
that's actually fine now. We're all fine here now. How are you? Okay, so I'll keep the eggplant as it was. Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, my grandfather was named Guy Davis as well, and so Egyptian blue wasn't on the list. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They It's like phthalo blue. I can't use that either.
Yeah, Egyptian blue. I do want to eventually make a watercolor with Egyptian blue pigment.
Yeah,
It wasn't so expensive.
there. I don't know
Um,
which one's Egyptian blue on this though. On my list, so
it's
it's gonna live out in one of these weird. Or it's gonna be a different name
okay.
under the codes. So
Well, the best sourced one that I've seen so far is from Kramer Pigments. So let me see if I can find it. It's on the okay. So I found it really easy. Egyptian blue. It's $25 for a 10-gram jar.
yep.
Um, for a 50-gram jar, it is 119. Uh, so it
You're
is.
just. It's expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive. The other thing is it contains lead, so like you have to be very tedious on how to handle it.
See you later, Donald. Good luck at the doctor's appointment.
See you, Donald.
So
So it is a more warmer blue. So if you go back to the color chart,
hang on real quick. I'm trying to see what he wants for that color. That's an interesting color. Probably too bright though. That's the problem. So that purple's probably going to have to stay right there. So part of this is that the reason why we're redoing this, Brent, is because when I render them into black and white, all of those colors were becoming the same shade. And I really want this to be T1, T3, T5, and T9 as the grays that you use on them. So that's what we were after there.
okay. True Egyptian blue, Brent. I'm not sure if it would work in resin, but I do know that it works in ceramics in lime applications, as well as fresco. Like so, lime and fresco. So basically, like you mix it into the lime and fresco when you're like doing the paste for that, and then you
Do you also mix it
stick
with a
that on it.
coconut and stir it all up?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not sure on how it would react to the actual like to modern day synthetic resin. That would be interesting. It's blue copper silicate, but it still has a minute thing of lead in the process of making it. But that's also from it also depends on where you get it from too. So Kramer, it's specifically for painting. If you get it from painting, natural pigments, however, that one's a little bit different. But I don't know if they source from the same place. Let me see here real quick. And of course, they change everything. Let's see here. Alright. Egyptian blue pigment. Oh, this place has it on sale. So this one's sourced from England. me see here real quick. I'm getting everything but resin. And I have links to knockoff Egyptian blue for resin pigment. So I'm gonna say you're gonna just have to test it out yourself and find out if it works. Sorry, had that trail. Need to get back to writing. Only 15 minutes left.
Must hurry.
Must hurry.
B3, B5, B6. Be good.
Okay. Well, if you want to if you would like to know, acrylic paint can be mixed in with resin, and the resin will still harden if it's a small amount of the acrylic paint to color the resin. Just an FYI, I did that. It's not here with me, but I did a black skull in that method.
Black Skull.
Yep.
That is not.
Also, Brent, I don't know if you want to get like molds or anything, but I think someone I knew, I still know them, they're still alive. Um, they, I think, have a bunch of silicone molds for resin pouring
I'd like to see that, David.
available. Um, just in case you want to buy them, like I can see if they still do if you want me to do that when you're ready.
A newish MacBook still sounds like fun.
What type of tablet do you have, David? Oh, okay, iPad. When you figure it out, let me know because I don't know how to connect mine either.
Yeah, well, that's actually been sort of an ongoing problem with David trying to join, is that the iPad did not want to.
Well, remember, like I could stream. Remember, we got my iPad to stream video wise, but it wouldn't let me show you what I was doing on my iPad.
Yeah, it wouldn't let you share.
Yeah. So, I know people said that there's a way to connect my iPad as like an additional thing to my computer, but I've never seen that done at all. So
That's the thing.
yeah, this upcoming year, my one of my goals is to get a new Mac. Is to get a new computer. So it will be interesting.
It will be done.
Yes, Doctor Claw.
Ding, 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 ding.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ding, 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 ding. Are you serious about these being your codes, guy? Yes, I am. I'm so serious that I'm actually putting in all of the various um, trade dress for it,
Mm.
so that it looks like something out of Bellatrix Racing. All the trade dress colors.
Brent, as much as I would love my husband to build me a new PC, he has his own computer he needs to build.
Well, and I feel like that's a thing that gets like
Yeah.
complicated.
Yeah, mine is super simple. We already have it built in in everything. Like we know on how much it's going to cost, and we're going to just go through Apple directly. A lot of my stuff I have to go through Apple because it has color generation for printing
Mm-hmm.
integrated into a lot of what I have and what I need for it as far as illustration goes. So we're good on that. He has his own. Oh look, he lied to me. Messages from Bill.
Hi,
How's it
Bill.
going?
You said you weren't coming on the show today.
No, what I said I wasn't gonna go on tonight. I'm not a night owl, so I need to get some sleep tonight.
That's totally fine, Bill. You
He's
helped.
going to bed at 7 o'clock.
I actually kind of came up with sort of an idea structure after we talked, where I went and looked, and apparently you spend the average person spends about 90,000 hours at work, and I realized that there are 9 belts to like karate or whatever, and so I was like, well, you could kind of say, and then they say you need 10,000 hours to master a skill. So I was like, well, what you could do is like what we were talking about, where you had the different job, different qualification things, but you could also color code them So the more 10,000 hours you put into it, the different colors it becomes. So then you could then also see on that rank of colors which ones would have, which ones are you're much more, if you've got a black belt in parenting, you've pretty much logged in 30 years of being a parent. You know what I mean? Like, that's a serious parenting job. You're a grandpa or a great grandpa. But if you've got like a black belt in teaching, then it's sort of that's, and I don't know if I'll necessarily use these specifically, but you get the idea. There are 9 belts to black belt, and 90,000 hours, and 10,000 hours is supposed to be mastery. So you could be a white belt until you finally hit your first 10,000 hours. Then you're a yellow belt. You know what I mean? Like, and that would show, because then you could have all of your skills, and each one of them could be in different color codes.
I'm gonna send you a video that expands a little bit on that 10,000 hour thing.
Yep.
It's pretty interesting, and it might help expand that. So.
Yep. I'm okay with that. So now I'm just doing, since I was doing color codes, I'm like, crap, all of my color codes are screwed up. So now I'm clarifying my color codes. That's what today's been. But this is not for that. This is like my uniform color codes. So like the uniforms and all of their skin tones and everything like that. So I have to go through and do all that again.
Do you get paid to be a parent in your system?
I don't know. I haven't decided. I use that as the example of something that is clearly definable. Like, are you the guardian of a child? Then you are a parent. You know what I mean? Like that it's a clearly defined line. Whether you're a programmer or not is kind of fuzzier. Well, yeah, but you speak Zergelblatt, but do you actually speak Beaky Bop? Crap, you're not a real programmer. It gets fuzzier and blurrier. So, but with parent, it's just clean cut. If you're in charge of another human being, or actually not even a human being, I guess, in my system, but that makes it so. That's why I keep using it. I don't know whether that would be something that I haven't decided that, but it's just very delineable. So.
I'm trying to wave people that are saying hi, but it's like I'm waving off camera.
Right. It's not helping when you're like, oh, hi, good to see you.
Use this arm, Bill.
No, that's the one that's off. It's reverse. It's this one.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Like, isn't there a way for me to
reverse your image? Oh, don't bother.
Is there a way?
Yeah, your image is correct now, so leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Don't mess with it.
Well, and I mean, Brent, we can argue that one too. That's not a real problem on that one. What we were discussing, Max, by the way, is Jerry. From previous sessions. And Brent, we can discuss whether you get paid to be a parent or not. The point was that we were talking about how to make a functioning meritocracy. And in a meritocracy, it would be meritful to be a parent. So that would stand to reason, So
I feel like parent pay or tax subsidies for parents, all of those things are incentive structures for population growth. So it's like, does the government need the population to grow? Okay, well, let's incentivize people to have babies.
Maybe. On the same token, though, I feel like that, I've spent pretty much the last decade being the dad. And it would be nice if someone, instead of saying, well, that's your choice, so we're not paying you, it'd be nice if somebody was like, okay, we'll give you at least the because I think the opposite is true. If you don't pay somebody, then the choice is to not have parents. Then we throw them at teachers and say, you raise them. Yeah. So, like, the obverse becomes kind of obvious, or happens too. So that one's one that we'll probably need to do another show together and like hash that out, because I could see that one being
as a morning off.
Yeah. Well, we'll see on Friday. I'm trying to get Friday off because that's when the new TV arrives. But we'll see. The reason I came in is because I heard you talking about computers. So.
You're like, and I'm in. That's
Brent
a discussion
said-
topic.
Brent said that I should have you build me a PC,
Oh.
and I basically said, no, you have to build your own.
Mhm.
You don't have time to build mine.
Well, no, I could build you one, but I feel like you want something that's less maintenance, less stuff you have to do with. So a Mac just works well for you. So, like, if you wanted to go full PC ecosystem, I'd do that, but it's
I don't like PC.
yeah, he doesn't like PC, and so, like,
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm PC, but I'm also Linux PC, so
Right?
And we're not talking about
that would be
political
my
correctness,
preference.
folks. We're not talking that.
no, because I like to be able to turn all the knobs and dials and have the system connected to network attached storage and all this stuff and have it feel seamless, but I have to do the work to make that happen. Where Macs, in truth, are just not as involved. You know, you plug the thing in, it sees it, the world is fine.
Yeah, they've been working to get PCs to be closer to that, but it's still a fight.
Right.
And that's, I get that.
Yeah, and mainly it is truly it's a matter of philosophy. It's Macs are very much, this is the new way to do things. This is the right way to do things for our customers, so that they have that seamless experience. Get on board or get out, right? Where PC, Windows specifically speaking, is, you want to keep doing it the same way you were doing it in 1990. That's cool. We'll keep supporting that, and we'll add this new way of doing it. And then you have people doing stuff old ways and new ways, and half the time it doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree.
So there's
I
pluses
agree.
and minuses to both methodologies.
And it depends on how you look at things. I mean, I get that. I mean, because for me, I started out with, I liked real functionality, everything was cool. But then it became one of those, now I really just want it to be easy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of over it being complicated. So, now I want it to be just easier. So I agree. I mean, but it's, and it seems like Windows PC is the middle ground. Because I could definitely go Linux, but it would be a complete overhaul of everything. And, the amount of time that I have spent on just things like color codes here, where I'm getting all my color codes together, I can already tell that if I were to change OSs, I would spend 6 or 8 months just trying to get my universe straightened out inside the OS. And I would get no work done. So if I ever end up with a 6 or 8 month break, I might do this. It's the same with going to Mac. I would have the same problem with Mac. Mac
I
would
would say
easier
in direction, it's definitely not as bad as I think. But certainly could be an adjustment.
Yeah.
That's what I find. When most people make the switch, they think it's going to be, their world is going to go into complete and utter chaos, and it's going to take them months and months and months and months to get back into their rhythm, their workflow. And the reality is it might take a month, maybe, but you'll be good to go after that. Like,
right.
Your mind is more pliable than you think it is.
Maybe, or maybe it isn't.
Yeah.
Well, I feel that we have run to the end of our course for the day, and we should probably move on because I'm actually kind of hungry and food sounds good. And I have a blood draw today with the vampires. I'm going to go to the doctor.
We were the vampires.
I thought that was our discussion. Was we were the vampires. We are the vampires, my friend. Okay. I would say I'm done, but we all know I'm not.
You're on another star chart?
You right? I've started another star chart, guys. I can't help it. I'm compulsive. Oh man.
I am actually at page 13 for the panel breakdown. Doing Brent's suggestion, I'm just going to make up the 9 through 12 pages, kind of like going off the description of those pages. So, yeah, I'll figure that out as I go. But yeah, I started at least page 13.
Well, that's actually pretty awesome in my book. I'm okay with that.
Yep, and I'm naming one of the kids Balthazar.
Star charting across the universe.
Okay.
All right, we got to go. I'm
All right.
hungry. I'm getting weirder and weirder and weirder. So I'll see you tonight, my friend. If you're here, you don't have to be. But
If I show. If you show.
I'll see you guys later as well, Jerry and Brent. Thank you for being here. Donald, I know you were here. I'm not sure whether you still are, but thank you for being here. David, as always, it's good to see you. I am hopeful that you'll be able to join us at some point. For everybody else,
David, Jerry, Brent, Donald,
and everybody else, keep your eyes on the stars. Bye-bye.